What does it take for a single misunderstanding to unravel a community's fragile peace? In the quiet hills of Willow Creek, where pine trees whispered secrets and cabins nestled like forgotten dreams, I thought I'd found solace. My name is Elias Kane, an architect who poured his soul into designing this very neighborhood a haven for those seeking escape from the city's chaos. But on that crisp autumn evening, as I parked my weathered truck by my own cabin, I had no idea a storm was brewing, one that would expose raw truths about prejudice, pride, and the cost of assumptions. The sun dipped low, painting the sky in hues of amber and regret. I'd just returned from a long day sketching plans for a new project, my fingers still smudged with charcoal. My cabin, a modest A-frame I'd built with my own hands, stood at the edge of Lot 17, overlooking a valley that seemed to hold the world's silence. I parked in the gravel lot, same as always, and stepped out, breathing in the pine-scented air. That's when I heard her voice, sharp, accusing, slicing through the dusk like a blade. "Hey, you can't park there." I turned to see a woman storming toward me, her blonde bob bouncing with each furious step. Karen Whitaker, Lot 12, 2 cabins down. I'd met her once at a neighborhood meeting, where she'd complained about the community garden's unsightly wildflowers. Her eyes narrowed as she clutched her phone like a weapon. "This is private property," she snapped, her voice trembling with righteous indignation. "I'm calling 911 if you don't move that junk heap now." I raised an eyebrow, glancing at my truck. It wasn't Mucha 1998 Ford with chipped paint and a dented fender, but it was mine, parked on my own land. "Ma'am," I said, keeping my tone even, "this is my property. I live here." Her lips pursed, skepticism etched into every line of her face. "You live here?" She gestured at my cabin as if it were a shack unfit for habitation. "I know everyone in Willow Creek, and I've never seen you. You're trespassing." I could have laughed, but the weight of her accusation hung heavy. I'm a black man in my 40s, with a beard flecked with gray, and a wardrobe of flannel and work boots. Maybe I didn't fit her idea of a Willow Creek resident. Maybe my truck didn't scream, "Architect who designed this entire damn neighborhood." But before I could explain, her phone was at her ear. "Yes, 911? There's a suspicious man parked on private property. He's refusing to leave. Lot 17, Willow Creek. Send someone now." The call ended with a triumphant smirk. I leaned against my truck, arms crossed, and waited. This wasn't the first time I'd been misjudged, but it stung more here, in the place I'd crafted as a refuge for myself and others. Willow Creek was my visionary cabin, every winding trail, every communal fire pit designed to foster connection. Yet here was Karen, turning my home into a crime scene. Minutes later, red and blue lights flickered through the trees. Deputy Clara Ruiz stepped out of the patrol car, her expression weary but professional. I knew Clara from the planning meetings. She'd once praised my designs for their soulful simplicity. Now she looked caught between duty and discomfort. "Evening, Elias," she said, her voice soft but firm. "Got a call about a trespasser. You okay?" Karen's jaw dropped. "You know him?" Clara nodded. "Elias Kane. He designed Willow Creek. Owns this lot too." She glanced at Karen, her gaze steady. "What's the issue here?" Karen sputtered, her cheeks flushing. He doesn't look like he belongs here. That truck, his clothes. I was protecting the neighborhood." Clara's eyes darkened, but she kept her tone neutral. "Ma'am, you called 911 over a man parking on his own property. That's not protection. That's harassment." I should have felt vindicated, but the weight in my chest only grew. Karen's accusation wasn't just about a parking spot, it was about who she thought I was, or wasn't. I wanted to ask her why my presence threatened her so much, but before I could, a new voice cut through the tension. "Karen, what the hell are you doing?" We all turned. A young woman, maybe mid-20s, stood at the edge of the lot, her arms crossed and her eyes blazing. She had Karen's sharp features, but none of her venom. This was Mia, Karen's daughter, who'd moved into Lot 13 last spring. I'd seen her tending the community garden, her hands always smeared with dirt and possibility. Mia stepped forward, her voice trembling with anger. You called the cops on Elias? The man who built this place? Are you serious? Karen's bravado faltered. Mia, I was just what? Judging someone you don't even know. Mia's eyes flicked to me, softening with apology. Elias, I'm so sorry. She's been like this since Dad left. She thinks she's the gatekeeper of Willow Creek. The air shifted, heavy with unspoken history. Karen's face crumpled, not with guilt but with defiance. I'm keeping this place safe. You don't understand, Mia. People like him. Stop. Mia's voice was a whip crack. You don't get to decide who belongs here. Elias designed every inch of this neighborhood. He's more Willow Creek than you'll ever be. Karen froze, her mouth half open. For the first time, she seemed to register the weight of her mistake. Clara stepped in, her voice calm but final. Ma'am, I suggest you head home. This is done. Karen hesitated, then turned and stalked away, her footsteps crunching in the gravel. Mia lingered, her expression a mix of shame and resolve. Elias, I didn't know she'd do this. She's not okay. But that's no excuse. I nodded, my throat tight. Appreciate it, Mia. Takes guts to call that out. She gave a small, sad smile. I'm learning. Then she, too, disappeared into the dusk. Clara sighed, scribbling something in her notebook. You want to press charges? I shook my head. No, just want to go inside. She nodded, understanding more than I'd said. Take care, Elias. That night, I sat on my porch, the valley stretching out like a canvas of stars. I should have felt at peace, but Karen's words echoed in my mind. You don't belong here. I'd spent years building Willow Creek to be a place where everyone could belong, yet I was still an outsider in my own home. The days that followed were quiet but tense. Neighbors whispered about the incident, some avoiding my gaze, others offering awkward apologies. Mia started leaving small gifts at my door, wildflowers from the garden. A handwritten note saying, You make this place home. Her kindness was a balm, but it couldn't erase the fracture Karen had exposed. Then came the twist I never saw coming. A week later, I found a letter slipped under my door. The handwriting was shaky, unfamiliar. It was from Karen. Elias, I was wrong. I saw your truck, your clothes, and I assumed. I've been scared since my husband left, scared of change, of losing control. I took it out on you. Mia showed me your blueprints, the ones in the community hall. I didn't know you created this place. I'm sorry. I don't expect forgiveness, but I'm trying to do better. I read it twice. My heart caught between anger and something softer. Karen's apology was raw, flawed, but real. I wanted to believe she could change, but trust is a fragile thing, and hers had been broken. The next evening, I saw her at the community fire pit, sitting alone. Neighbors chatted around her, but she was a ghost in their midst. I could have ignored her, let her stew in her guilt. Instead, I walked over and sat across from her. Got your letter, I said. Her eyes met mine, wary but hopeful. I meant it. I know. I paused, choosing my words. This place, Willow Creek, it's about second chances. But you've got work to do. She nodded, tears glinting in the firelight. I'm trying. Mia joined us then, her presence a quiet bridge between us. We didn't speak much, but we sat there, three strangers bound by a fragile thread of understanding. I wanted to believe Willow Creek could heal, but some wounds cut deeper than apologies can reach. Months later, Karen moved away. Mia stayed, tending the garden, her laughter a reminder of what this place could be. I kept designing, kept building, but the valley never felt quite the same. Every time I parked my truck, I remembered that evening, the accusation, the sirens, the sting of being unseen in the home I'd created. Willow Creek was my dream, but dreams, like people, are imperfect. And sometimes, the hardest truth is that not everyone who lives in a haven knows how to share it. ND.